What's going on, guys? It's Might Be, and today we're going to be going over the top infielders in MLB The Show 20. Now, these are guys that I've played with almost every single one of them. These are cards that I really like, and I really just constructed this top 10 based on how I like these players, based on their stats, based on how their swings are. So it's not just strictly about attributes, but there's one guy who is a lot higher than he probably should be because he has such an amazing swing. I'm not going to waste too much time, but let's get into our honorable mentions. Alright, so for our honorable mentions today, our number one honorable mention is going to be Ryne Sandberg. Now, Ryne Sandberg, you're a great card. You were so great for a very long time. But the more I played with you, the more I absolutely hated you. And that's why you're not making this top 10 list. I just felt like his swing was very average. Yes, he has good defense at second base, but that guy choked a lot for me. So he's not making the top 10. Kind of a little vendetta for me. But I just don't like Ryne Sandberg, so he's in the honorable mentions. Next guy is going to be Trevor Story. Now, Trevor Story I actually really like. The 96 overall Silver Slugger, he is absolutely amazing. Great swing, good fielding, great arm strength. He just didn't make the cut because there were just some better shortstops in the game. And so that's why he didn't make this list. And our last honorable mention is actually going to be Jim Thome. Now, Jim Thome, he absolutely rakes against right-handed pitching. Just not the card for me this late in the game. Doesn't have the fielding, doesn't really hit against left-handers at all. And so that's why he didn't make this list. Although he is one of the best bench bats against right-handed pitchers in the game, he just didn't make the top 10 infielders list. Alright guys, so for number 10 on the list, we actually have none other than Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins is an absolute amazing player. I love this card. The thing about him is he's just a complete five-tool player. 90 fielding, 92 arm strength, 87 reaction. Great on the base paths with 93 speed and 97 stealing. Once you get in prestige, he meets the benchmark for power against right and lefties. Great card, absolute beast, and that's why I love Jimmy Rollins, and he makes the 10 spot today. At number 9 today, we actually have another shortstop, and this is going to be none other than Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks, he absolutely tears baseballs up. He doesn't have 85 fielding, he doesn't have diamond fielding, but the thing about him is that he can absolutely flat out rake. 125, 102 against lefties, 95, 114 against righties. It's a great card, but he's just not the best shortstop in the game anymore, and that's why he's at the 9 spot today. At number 8 today, we have a guy who I think is really good, kind of the most underrated first baseman in the game in my opinion, and that is going to be Todd Helton. Todd Helton, the headliner, is an absolute beast. He can hit the crap out of the baseball. He has 89 fielding. He's got 82 reaction with 55 speed. Great all-around first baseman. He's not as good against lefties, but he still meets the threshold. Kind of a contact first baseman and contact bat. I like this guy's swing. He's very good. A lot of top-level players use this card, and that's why he's coming at the A spot today. At number 7, we actually have another first baseman who I think is just a little bit better than Todd Helton in about every single category except for fielding, and that is going to be Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas was just such a big beast. The Big Hurt was so good last year, and I still liked him this year. The thing about Frank Thomas was whenever I used him, he just didn't hit it off for me this year like he did last year. And 104 ABs, I only hit 279, which just doesn't cut it out as a first baseman, especially because his fielding is so bad. I couldn't really deal with that. I didn't really like this card. I just thought he was a lot worse than last year. And that's why he's not higher in the rankings, as he just didn't quite do it for me. At number 6 today, we have a guy who you probably wouldn't expect to be this high in the order, and it's actually going to be none other than Chipper Jones. Now, Chipper Jones, he is just such a good swing. He has an amazing swing, and I love this card because he's a switch hitter. He has my favorite swing in the game. He can play shortstop if you need him to. The card is really good, and he is still this good this late in the game, which really says something about his swing, about how he is. I'm really excited for his 99 when it comes out, because when it does, it's going to be really elite. At number 5 today, we have a card that probably none of you guys are going to ever get because he is so dang expensive, but it's Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson, in my opinion, is the second best third baseman in the game. Best primary third baseman in the game. But he's a flawless reward, so if you want to play and grind to get this guy and he'd be your most expensive card, I just don't really see it, as people like Gary Sheffield are pretty much the same price to get the whole collection done, especially cheaper now, honestly, that all the diamonds are absolutely just so small in price. Josh Donaldson, though, he is a really cool card. I mean, when he was on the Blue Jays, this card was an absolute beast, and so I'm just going to hand it to him. He's really good, really expensive. I don't know if he's worth the price, but he does still make number 5 on this list. At number 4 today, we have none other than my favorite third baseman in the game, the best third baseman in the game, in my opinion, and that is none other than Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield rakes for me. He has 407 plate appearances, hitting .322, 44 tanks with a career OPS over 1,000. This guy is an absolute stud. He has tons of RBIs for me. He comes clutch. He is such a good bat against left-handed and right-handed pitchers. I love that he's almost maxed out over 100 on every single hitting attribute. I love this card. He is my 5-hole hitter for probably the rest of the year. Great card, great guy. I love this guy, and that's why he's at number 4. At number 3 today, we have my favorite player this year, which has been Rogers Hornsby. This guy is an absolute beast. If you don't have him at second base, you need him. He is an insane bat. He's just so elite. He's got 70 fielding. It hasn't been a problem for me. This guy in 227 ABs is hitting .357. He has 27 tanks with over an 1,100 OPS. Guy's absolutely killing it. He is so good. I love this dude. I think he deserves to be top 3. He is that good for me. I love him. So much better than Sandberg. I hated Sandberg. At number 2 today, we actually have secondary position Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, you just can't argue with the attributes. I mean, you look at this guy, 125, 120 against righties, guys. That is insane. And he's still 121, 112 against lefties. Amazing swing. He's been really killing it for me. In 248 ABs, he's hitting .358. The fielding's not that bad. With 75 fielding, it does the job at first base. He's just an animal. I mean, 24 tanks, over 1,100 OPS. This is my guy at first base probably for the rest of the year. The only guy that'll probably top this guy might be Pujols, just because I absolutely love Albert Pujols, but guy's an absolute animal. And what you guys have all been waiting for, the number 1 pick in the rankings video, is none other than the brand new Fernando Tatis Jr. You might be surprised that I ranked him as high as I did, but he has the secondaries of 2nd and 3rd, so if you don't want him at short, eventually if like Chipper Jones or someone comes out and he actually has a primary or secondary of short, you can play this guy at second base and he's an absolute animal. 119, 125 against righties. It's absolutely insane. The thing about him too is the 90 fielding, the 95 arm, 84 speed, and 81 steal. This guy is an animal at every single aspect of the game. I love his swing. He's just not really picked it up for me so far, but I love this card. I know he will be. I think he is one of the best infielders in the game, and in my opinion, the best infielder in the game. He has made so many plays for me at shortstop with that 90 fielding, 95 arm. He's an absolute beast. I love this card. I love his card art animal, and I had to put him at the number 1 spot as I am hyped for this card. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch my video. If you liked this and you love this content, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I don't think you guys understand how much it helps me as a creator. It's absolutely insane the support we've had in the past couple of days. Killing it. Comment if you made it this far, as I know that you did one. Thank you guys for watching, and might be out.